In addition, it plans to build a response system ahead of the implementation of a special law on rental housing fraud being pursued by the Land Ministry.
박형준 부산시장이 2030 부산 세계박람회 유치를 위해 지난 8일부터 대통령 특사 자격으로 아프리카 3개국 순방에 나섰습니다. 박 시장은 첫 방문국인 튀니지를 찾아 부덴 총리와 각 부처 장관을 잇따라 면담하고 내년에 서울에서 열리는 한 아프리카 정상회의에 튀니지 대통령의 참석을 요청했습니다. 튀니지 측은 한국과 다른 아프리카 국가 간의 중장기적 협력을 지원하고 싶다며 한 튀니지 아프리카 삼각 협력 증진 방안을 제시했습니다.
Busan Mayor Park Hyung-jun has been visiting 3 African countries since the 8th as a presidential envoy to garner support for the World Expo 2030 Busan bid. Mayor Park first visited Tunisia, where he met with Prime Minister Nalja Bouden and a number of ministers to request for the attendance of the Tunisian president at the Korea-Africa Forum in Seoul next year. Tunisia proposed measures to promote trilateral cooperation between South Korea, Tunisia, and Africa, saying it hopes to also support mid to long-term cooperation between South Korea and other African countries.
지난해 부산을 찾은 외국인 환자 수가 전년보다 약 41% 늘어난 것으로 나타났습니다. 부산경제진흥원은 코로나19 확산 기간에도 외국인 환자 유치 비중을 높게 유지해온 결과라고 설명했습니다. 부산을 찾는 외국인 환자는 해외 거점 센터를 통해 입국 전 원격 상담부터 귀국 후 사후 관리까지 진료 과정에 대한 도움을 받을 수 있습니다. 현재 부산경제진흥원은 몽골과 러시아, 중국, 베트남 등 4개국의 해외 거점 센터를 설치해 운영 중입니다.
The number of international patients who visited Busan last year increased by about 41% compared to the previous year. According to the Busan Economic Promotion Agency, data showed that Busan continued to attract a large portion of international patients even amid the spread of COVID-19. International patients coming to Busan can receive help from an international medical tourism center throughout the entire process of treatment, from remote counseling before coming to South Korea to follow-up management after returning home. The agency currently operates such centers in 4 countries, including Mongolia, Russia, China, and Vietnam.
지난달 부산 지역 고용률이 전국 최저를 기록했고 실업률도 2위로 나타났습니다. 동남통계청이 발표한 지난달 고용 동향에서 부산 지역 고용률은 57.8%로 지난해 같은 달보다 1.3%포인트 상승했지만 전국에서는 가장 낮았습니다. 실업자는 17,000명 증가해 대구에 이어 실업률 전국 2위로 나타났습니다.
Busan's employment rate last month hit the lowest in the country, and the unemployment rate ranked second highest. According to last month's employment trend released by the Dongnam Regional Statistics Office, the employment rate in Busan was 57.8%. Although it increased 1.3 percentage points from the same month last year, it was the lowest in the country. The number of unemployed persons increased by 17,000, ranking second in the country after Daegu.
제21회 광안리 어방축제가 내일부터 사흘 동안 광안리 해변과 수영 사적공원 일대에서 열립니다. 올해부터는 탄소 중립과 기후 위기에 중점을 두고 모든 먹거리 부스에서는 일회용품 대신 다회용기를 사용하고 환경 유튜버와 함께 해변 환경 정화 활동도 진행됩니다.
The 21st Gwangalli Obang Festival will open at Gwangalli Beach and Suyeong Historical Park for 3 days starting tomorrow. To increase public awareness on carbon neutrality and the climate crisis, this year's festival will use reusable containers at the food stalls instead of disposable products. There will also be beach combing activities with environmental YouTubers.
부산 청년 문화예술축제인 작당 페스티벌이 오는 13일부터 이틀 동안 B&K 아트시네마에서 열립니다. 청년 작가 전시, 야외 공연 등이 운영되며 웰니스와 힐링을 주제로 한 체험형 강연 시간이 마련됩니다.
Takdang Festival, a youth cultural arts festival in Busan, opens this weekend at B&K Busan Bank Art Cinema. Consisting of youth artist exhibition and outdoor performances, the festival will also offer experiential lectures on wellness and healing.
부산지방 내일 아침 기온 14도, 낮 기온 21도로 예상됩니다. 부산의 현재 기온 19도입니다.
Expect a morning low of 14 degrees Celsius in Busan tomorrow with afternoon highs of 21 degrees. Temperatures are currently averaging at 19 degrees. It's time to wrap up this hour's news. I'm Christine Oh.
정혜였습니다.
Thank you for joining. You're listening to BFM 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산 영어 방송.
9년 전 한국에서의 새로운 출발을 위해 부산을 처음 찾은 프랭크. 부산의 자연과 사람, 부산에서 누리는 모든 것을 사랑하는 그는 부산의 변함없는 한대에
that was there to ask me if I needed help. They're more seriously friendly than it's very serious. I very seriously want to help you.
부산의 한결같은 모습도 늘 감동을 주지만 이제는 부산의 미래를 꿈꾸며 2030년 부산의 새로운 도약을 기대합니다.
Busan people are very proud of their city. They want to share the city with everyone. If we get the World Expo, it'll really put Busan on a global map.
세계 박람회가 어울리는 도시, 미래를 향한 힘찬 도약. 부산에서 출발한 파도는 이미 세계를 향해 뻗어나가고 있습니다. 2030 부산 세계 박람회. 부산이 시작하고 대한민국이 함께 이뤄갑니다. 이 캠페인은 지역과 함께하는 든든한 동반자, BNK 부산은행과 함께합니다.
Coming up next is Inside Out Busan with Laura McLucky and Minsu Shin. BFM 부산 영어 방송.
Hello. Happy Thursday to you all out there in Radio Land. Minsu, I can see right up your nose.
I'm doing it on purpose.
Of course, Inside Out Busan. And question for you this evening. Do you have a standard for success? Or actually, let me rephrase it. How much money do you think you need to have in order to be successful?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, a recent survey conducted in the US found that Gen Zers in America, they consider an annual salary of $100,000 as a standard for success.
맞아요. 1억 6천만 원입니다.
Wow.
Younger generations in the US in particular tend to prioritize high salaries, don't we all?
Yeah.
Flexible days off and access to welfare benefits.
Yeah. Also, for Gen Zers, their definition of success, it's not only material wealth, but rather a life filled with purpose, impact, and love.
Yeah,
I like a combination of both.
I like that, but money too.
여러분은 성공의 기준이 무엇입니까?
This will be an everlasting love. This will be the one I've waited for. This will be the first time anyone has loved me. Oh, I'm so glad he found me in time, and I'm so glad that he rectified my mind. This will be an everlasting love for me. Yeah. Oh, loving you is so kind of wonderful because you've shown me just how much you care. You've given me the thrill of a lifetime and made me believe you've got more thrills to spare. Oh, this will be an everlasting love.
didn't enjoy that song, not at all.
Oh yeah, because it totally
Boring.
looked like you were not having fun.
Too boring.
Listeners, you have to log onto our YouTube.
Look at
right
Christine trying to like sneakily come into the studio. We're
okay,
on
Christine.
camera, Christine.
It's okay. It's okay.
The jig is up.
So, folks, hello and good evening to you all. Thank you so much for joining us. You are tuned into Inside Out Busan. Who are you?
I'm Laura McClucky. Who are you?
I'm Min-Soo Shin. We are the hosts of the show. 무슨 거짓말. And if you're joining us on the radio waves, hello. And if you're joining us on our YouTubes, hello to you as well.
Hello. 정수환님 texting in. Hi.
수아님, 안녕하십니까? 수아님, 방금 로라 엄청 춤추는 거 보셨죠? 재밌었어요? 저희는 여기서 재밌었는데 재밌는 것보다 좀 걱정이 돼요.
You didn't say it was 재밌다. You said too much, too much.
그 too much가 재밌는데 too much 이렇게 말했는데요.
You've got to dance like that for that song.
I guess
hair
it's
flick.
맞아요. 그런 춤 출만한 노래인데 근데 로라 이제 우리 나이에 좀 이게 몸 좀
무슨 우리 나이?
조심해야 돼. 이렇게 목을
What is
너무
this?
이렇게 막 흔들거리면서 꺾으면
Maybe for you. Speak for
큰일
yourself,
날수
sir.
있습니다.
I am very supple.
Supple?
Yeah.
Supple? Flexible?
Yeah.
Oh, same thing, synonyms?
I mean, pretty much.
Well, hello, everybody. So we asked you a question at the top of the show. What is your criteria, standard of success? I don't know. And everybody's different, right? It could be financial success, material success, familial success, right? For me, it's just kind of like not worrying about tomorrow or next week or like next month. 다음 달까지 좀 걱정 정도 안 하면 그냥 괜찮네 이렇게 생각합니다, 저는.
That's such a low bar.
Well, if we go too high, it's too tough.
It is. I mean, it is. I don't know. Success can be measured in lots of different ways,
Yeah.
and it's completely subjective, right?
맞아요. So for the Gen Zers, the younger people out there, so what are they looking at? You know, when it comes to jobs, right? They think high salaries, flexible schedules, and a range of benefits. This is what Gen Zers are looking for. They consider having a job like this as being successful.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like you said, it's all different because we all come from different ages and different backgrounds.
Yeah. And I think, you know, the survey also revealed a really interesting trend among Gen Z in the US specifically, as high-paying careers like lawyers and doctors that are earning more than 160 million won, so like 1억 6천만 원,
네.
more than that salary. These jobs aren't popular for the US Gen Zers
Yeah.
because there's so much stress, lack of work-life balance,
맞아요.
you know, and so people want to have a happy life.
So Gen Zers, their greatest emphasis, what they focus on is also emotional well-being. It's things like strength of
Emotional
relationships, right, with loved ones. And they also add to that financial stability. These are all prerequisites of success for them. 네.
And previous generations, actually, I feel like I'm kind of a little bit in this.
You mean the previous generation?
Yeah. Because they value success from outside in status symbols, high profile careers, money, fame, etc. Gen Z envisions success from the inside out. So I also envision success from the inside out, but I feel like I'm a bit of a workaholic.
Oh. Well, I mean, you fit into the category of an MZer,
Yeah.
right? Because the previous generation
Us.
of Gen Z
Mil-
is us, the millennials,
Millennials, yeah.
right? So, yeah, listeners, what is your standard for success? And I'm really curious. Is it, more money? Is it more fame?
Min-Soo, more money, more problems.
More
You
money,
should know
more
that.
problems. Ooh, that's a song we should play. Yeah. Right? But yeah, let us know. Get in touch with us. You could text message us. And if you didn't know, you could text us at pound 9050.
Oh, look at that. You've got a little thing.
I got little props.
Pound 9050, 샵 9050 or Kakao Talk. Remember, text messages are 101. You can also get onto YouTube. Search for BEFM or 부산영어방송 너튜브로 가세요.
네,
내
우리
얼굴 나오는 거예요. 근데 대리님, we're going to have to change the angle because I can see up my nose. I don't like it. I'm going to have to put it higher. I don't want to see up my own nose.
Why? Why not?
Because it's just making me dislike my face. I don't want to look at that. I don't mind other people have to look at it, but I don't want to look at it. Get out of here.
Doesn't put you in a good mood?
No. know.
See, and how right as soon as you said that, our producer gives you that one shot.
Look, you can see out my nose because it's like too close to my face.
I'm looking on our monitor. Not so much. 걱정할 정도는 아니에요.
Everything's subjective. Anywho, tell us what you think your standards of success are, and we're going to continue on with another successful IOB episode. Welcome back, everybody. Christine's in the studio.
Look at this. Look at this real-time art right here.
This is art.
While we're talking about, this was not even 2 minutes ago. When Laura mentioned, more money, more problems.
This is beautiful. I'm supple too.
Look at Christine, already be drawing me with money in my hands. Oh, I have so much money.
Minsu,
That
why
means I
are
have
you
so
a
many
giant
problems.
sausage?
I think she mentioned it was a ghost last week.
Oh,
No,
really?
it was this blob, a generic blob.
I love it. Look at Minsu with more money and more problems, and he's got a stretch limo. I've got a ghost. No, I'm supple too.
Christine, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Thank you so much for these drawings, though. As
Can you help me
always.
out with the headphones a little bit?
Oh,
Yeah,
do you
what do
hear
you-
anything?
what do you need?
Not hearing
There we
noise coming out
Okay.
from them.
Done?
Everything's broken here.
Everything is awesome.
All right, Christine, News Bites. What do you got for us?
Let's start with some great news. The government effectively declared that COVID has become an endemic disease. Woo! 축하합니다.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah.
I remember yesterday we were we don't know when they're going to label it as an endemic. We'll see in the coming days or coming weeks.
역시 대한민국 빨리빨리.
빠릅니다.
빠릅니다. So this comes with President Yoon Suk-yeol announcing during a virus meeting today that South Korea will lower its crisis level for COVID-19 and ease the mandatory quarantine and some of the mask requirements that remain.
Okay, so tell us more about the meeting that took place today.
Yeah, so it started with a round of applause, just like us, but from medical professionals in a symbolic gesture to commend the doctors and nurses who fought on the front lines of the pandemic.
맞아요.
Yeah. And Yoon said, quote, I am happy to announce that the public will be able to return to their daily lives after 3 years and 4 months.
Yeah. Well, a round of applause.
Yeah.
To doctors and nurses from us as well. These past 3+ years, almost 4 years, right, of the pandemic, they're the ones really at the front line. So putting in the most work. Now, you mentioned changes to the COVID regulations. What's that all about?
Yeah, so starting next month, the current 7-day quarantine regulation will no longer be required if you test positive. So if you're confirmed with COVID-19, you're recommended to isolate for 5 days. And that will only be a recommendation. And then most of the remaining face mask regulations will also be lifted, except in nursing homes and inpatient hospitals. So that means in places like pharmacies and clinics, you don't need to wear a mask starting next month. PCR tests will no longer be recommended for those who arrive in the country, but of course you can still take them if you wish.
Right. Are those all the changes?
There are some more. So South Korean authorities will also stop releasing the daily infection numbers to provide only relevant data on a weekly basis. And speaking of, the 3 years and 4 months that South Korea has gone through during the pandemic, there's been more than 31,351,000 COVID-19 cases confirmed, including breakthrough infections. And actually 34,000 lives were lost because of the virus.
Yeah.
So health authorities are saying that the government will continue to cover medical care, vaccine expenses, and other assistance to help ease the public burden.
Yeah. So I guess according to our country, that's officially it, right? The end of the pandemic, and now we're into an endemic. As
However,
Christina says.
be careful.
Oh yeah, still, of
Look
course,
after your
right?
health.
Mm-hmm.
What's up next?
What's next?
Oh, jinx.
찌찌뽕.
So President Yoon Suk-yeol says he is considering establishing a strategic command in the military to more effectively operate 3 branches of the armed forces. So this was said during the inaugural meeting of the Presidential Defense Innovation Committee. This is a special committee that was established under the Yoon administration to support the goal of a stronger military with cutting-edge technologies.
So what else did Yoon say during this meeting?
He said, quote, "We need to make extensive changes to the military's operating system, software, and hardware at a level seen during a military's founding." So he is hoping to really amp up what the military is doing and make some big changes. He outlined security challenges going on from North Korea's advancing nuclear weapons program and said that the government's aim is to establish an overwhelming response capability against the threat. He also had some really strong words to say in terms of the military's structure, saying that they need to change the internal and external strategic environment so that it can fight and win. Those were his words, or so that no one will dare to challenge us to fight.
Wow.
So coming in pretty strong from President
words.
Yoon.
Yeah.
Strong words.
I'll have to agree.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll hear more about that whenever it comes in. And yeah, keep us updated. What's
Yeah.
next?
Speaking of updates, I have an update on main opposition leader Lee Jae-myung. The preparatory hearing for his court case took place at the Seoul Central District Court today. His legal representatives flatly denied corruption allegations in the court from the time he was the mayor of Seongnam in Gyeonggi Province.
Okay. So what's their backing? What are they saying?
So the legal counsel claimed that the prosecution failed to find any evidence of wrongful monetary gains in this investigation. Regarding charges linked to the Daejangdong and Wire property development projects, they denied the prosecution's accusation of regional corruption, claiming that there is no evidence he was colluding with some of the key figures that were involved in this scandal. As for the third-party bribery charges related to the Seongnam Football Club, his legal representatives claimed that he had never sought his own interest in attracting corporate sponsorship.
Now, did Lee himself also speak on the issue?
Yeah, actually, he spoke to reporters at the National Assembly today and said that Seongnam City and its residents received 550 billion won in benefits from things like the Daejangdong project, and that the city government managed to cut its budget thanks to the club's sponsorship. He was talking about the football club. And he then said that the time has come for the truth to come out in court, slamming the prosecution's manipulation of the investigation.
Right. And I'm sure more truths, more facts will continue to come out. And Christine, you'll be continuing to provide us with those updates, right? We have time for one more bit of news.
So some news from UNESCO. The Gaya Gobungun, or Gaya Tumuli, is a group of 7 burial mounds from South Korea's ancient Gaya Confederacy. It's been recommended to be included on the UNESCO World Heritage List.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, this is huge. So according to the Cultural Heritage Administration, the International Council on Monuments and Sites, and the UNESCO's Cultural Heritage Evaluation and Advisory Body basically made this assessment and advised to register. So meaning that it is most likely going to receive a listing in this fall when the final decision is made.
Slapping that UNESCO sticker on that, right?
Yeah. And this is located in both of the Gyeongsang provinces and North Cholla province and are assessed to be key historic sites that offer a glimpse of Gaya's cultural establishment, development, and identity. Cultural heritage authorities said that it's been recognized as an important evidence of Gaya's coexistence with more strongly centralized neighbors, while maintaining an autonomous and parallel political structure. And it also displays the diversity of ancient East Asian civilizations.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Like, Kaya, that area was like for royalty too. There was a lot of royalty here in that region, as well as like here in Dongdae. Of course, we had that fortress, and I heard like if you're trying to make buildings, especially in that 동네 area, like you have to be really careful not to like dig like 완전 생각 없이 like digging too much into the ground because you never know what you'll uncover.
Yeah.
Like even like some construction, they have to come to a stop and they can't build anymore because they uncovered like all these relics and like what the ancient past looked like here in Busan.
That's so cool.
It is definitely like you never know what else they might find.
So cool.
Well, that'll do it for today's News Bites. Christine, thank you as always. Have yourself a good day, okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's have a song. This is Dangerously by Charlie Puth.
This is gonna hurt, but I blame myself first, 'cause I ignored the truth. Drunk off of that love, my head up, there's no forgetting you. You've awoken me, but you're choking me. I was so obsessed. Gave you all of me, and now honestly I got nothing left. I loved you dangerously. More than the air that I breathe. Knew we would crash at the speed that we were going. Didn't care if the explosion ruined me. Baby, I loved you dangerously. I love you dangerously. Usually I hold the power with both my hands tied behind my back. Look at how things change, 'cause now you're the train and I'm tied to the track. You've awoken me, but you're choking me. I was so obsessed. Gave you all of me, and now honestly I got nothing left. 'Cause I loved you dangerously. More than the air that I breathe. Knew we would crash at the speed that we were going. Didn't care if the explosion ruined me. Baby, I loved you dangerously. You took me down, 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 and kissed my lips with goodbye. I see it now, 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 now. It was a matter of time. You know, I know. There's only one place this can lead, but you are the fire, I'm gasoline. I love you, I love you, I love you, I loved you dangerously. Ooh, more than the air that I breathe. Oh, now knew we would crash at the speed that we were going. Didn't care if the explosion ruined me. Oh, oh, baby, I loved you dangerously. Ooh, I love you dangerously. Ooh, I loved you dangerously.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Guess who's back in the house? Da,
Guess
da, da, da,
who's
da,
back
da.
in the house?
It's me and Minsu.
Yes, we are back. You are tuned in to Inside Up Busan on this Thursday evening.
Yeah.
It's Thursday, right?
It's Thursday. It's the 11th of May. And you're tuned into Inside Out Busan.
네.
나를 보지 마세요. Inside Out Busan on 90.5, 103.3 FM. Welcome to BEFM, 부산영어방송입니다. 반갑습니다.
Hello, everybody. We have lots and lots of messages coming
Yeah,
in,
we do.
actually.
Oh, you want me to read them? Okay. Insu님 texting us in saying more money, happier. 하트 하트.
하트.
맞아요. 근데 money 잡는 방법 그거는 중요합니다. So it's more money. Yeah, I mean you can do more things that make you happier, and you can feel lighter. You don't have the burden of like financial burden of stress or whatever. But how do you get that money?
Ah.
Are you doing something that makes you unhappy to get that money?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you doing something that makes you feel fulfilled to get that money? That for me is
더
like
어려워진다.
is important.
It is. Like the means,
know?
basically, right?
means.
I mean, the result, yeah, you'll like the
Exactly.
result, but if you like the means, I mean, it makes the results that much better.
I like a meme.
All right.
Mr. I can't read Hanta. What does this say? Mr.
I didn't know that was 한자. I thought that was Mr. Chu at first.
Mr. Chu. I thought it was Mr. Chu.
아, Mr.
Da,
이래요.
da, 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 da. Mr.
왜냐면
E.
you have to understand the font
Why
on
are you
this
getting-
tablet that I'm looking at is super small.
Upset. Mr.
그래서
E.
Mr. E 씨.
Mr. E says, I love
반갑습니다.
BEFM. Mr. E.
we love you.
님, we love you. Also, Mr. E. 님, what is that gesture?
I think
That little emoji gesture.
okay, so it's super small. It's either giving us the peace sign or giving us something that you should not be
It
throwing
looks like
up.
it's giving us the thumbs up or the finger. I'm not sure which.
I thought it was like 건배 at first. Is that like a tropical drink in his hand?
No, it's a thumb.
음.
It's a thumb, and he's going, 따봉!
따봉.
this.
Mystery 감사합니다.
I thought it was doing the get it up you
yeah.
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's not what it is. Toking says, success for me is going home feeling fulfilled. I love that.
So similar with what I said. So as long as like everything's just chilling, you don't like
Similar
worry.
to what you said.
Like, not
You
worrying.
You said, if I
Right?
don't have to worry for like a month.
That's
That's
because I feel
working,
fulfilled.
괜찮다.
I feel fulfilled. Feel fulfilled. Feel fulfilled. Feel fulfilled. Yeah.
But is that success though? Is that your success? Is that your measure of success?
I mean, for some people it is.
but for you.
Not
what am I?
always though. It's not always. Sometimes it is my measurement of
Sometimes it is.
success. Right?
And that's the thing, it's very subjective. And I said, yes, I agree with that. You know, when you can wake up feeling happy or excited about doing the day, I think that's success.
I like that one too. That's my answer.
You can steal my answer? Okay, we can share.
Thank you.
We can have the same answer.
Wheeler Carmaning, why are you so busy, Laura? 왜 이렇게 바빠요?
Money,
그렇죠.
fame,
돈
fortune.
때문에 모두 바쁩니다. 할 수
Because
없어요.
the short answer is, number one, I like to do lots of different things, and number two, I have difficulty saying no because I don't want to miss out on something that I would really like to do.
Yesman이네.
Yeah.
그렇죠. Yesman이면 바쁠 수밖에 없어요. Mr. E saying it's a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
네.
Okay.
따봉.
따봉이네.
Yeah. So listeners on our YouTube as well as text message, Kakao Talk, let us know what is your criteria standard of success.
Yeah.
Feel free to let us know.
Yeah.
We got stuff to do.
We do have things to do. We've got the weather. Let's do it quickly. The mercury level, aka the temperature, is averaging 19 degrees Celsius. Morning lows of 14, afternoon highs of 21. It will be another warm day under sunny skies tomorrow. Take extra care when you're out in the sun. UV rays are high, and ozone levels will reach bad levels tomorrow. 내일 부산은 낮 동안 자외선이 매우 강하겠고요. 오존 농도도 나쁨 수준을 보이겠습니다. 그래서 여러분, drive safe. I was going to say that. No,
I thought you were going to say sunscreen.
sunscreen
right?
맞습니다.
Make sure you get
물.
that sunscreen on, right? When it comes to our traffic, congestion on 만덕대로 from Deokcheon Junction going towards Sukdeung Junction. Also congestion on Yeonsuro from Shinli three-way intersection towards Baesan Station. 낙동남로의 학원 다리부터 하구둑 정신까지 많이 천천히 차들이 움직이고 있습니다. 그리고 사고가 있습니다. On 장산로 from Daecheon Interchange going towards the Udong Overpass, a two-car collision. 그래서 모두 다
안전운전.
네.
Drive
Please.
safe.
제발 제발.
All right, it's 6:36. We're way past the time. It's time
빨리,
for the
빨리.
IOB 5분 상식. It is time for the IOB 5분 상식, getting you in the know of some of the most useful, trending, and need-to-know words and expressions in the world. 5분만 들으시면 유식해지는 시간이죠.
네, 오늘의 5분 상식. 찰스 3세 대관식으로 주목받는 영연방은 무엇일까요? Good evening. I am Min Soo Shin from IOB News. Today we have a very special guest with us, the newly crowned king, King Charles III. Congratulations, Your Majesty.
Thank you, thank you. It is a pleasure for one to be here.
Yes, so how was the coronation ceremony? Was it everything that you had imagined it to be?
Well, it was a truly magnificent experience. Although I must admit, wearing a heavy crown for hours on end was a bit of a headache.
Oh, you did look like you were having a hard time. How long has it been since you were Prince Charles and now you are King of England, King Charles III? How does it feel?
Well, if one may correct your words to the exact definition of who I am, I'm the sovereign of the United Kingdom and 15 Commonwealth realms.
Oh.
영연방은 대표하고 있죠.
영연방이 뭐죠? 영영방? 영연방? Well, anyways, you are the King of England, aren't you now? Given that Britain is still a country where the monarchy remains, what is your opinion on the continuation of this institution, Your Majesty?
Yes, well, that's a very tricky question. I'm 74 years old. 이번에 제가 해보고 알려드리겠습니다. Well.
Wow, you sounded really old.
Welly.
That's probably, I'll be honest, I don't know what King Charles III sounds like.
Exactly like this.
Did he-
This is the perfect example.
Really?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, that's, the voice would match, I feel like, how he looked.
I love it.
자,
Stop.
오늘의 5분 상식. 저도 이거 처음 들어봤어요. 영연방. 이것이 무엇입니까? Commonwealth of Nations.
모르세요, 진짜?
진짜 몰라요.
The
그래서 가르쳐 주세요.
Okay. The Commonwealth of Nations is actually it's a voluntary association of independent nations and dependent territories linked by historical ties as part of the former British Empire, 나쁘다, and cooperates on matters of mutual concern, especially regarding economics and trade. And so the newly inducted King Charles is sovereign in 14 Commonwealth realms. So you've probably heard about the Commonwealth Games.
Yes.
Oh, so those countries come together and have their own massive games competition. So that's the Commonwealth, right? So there's Australia, the Bahamas, Belize, Canada, Jamaica, in addition to the UK. And also the head of the Commonwealth, which is, there's a voluntary association of 56 independent countries.
Yeah, so those 14 countries recognizing then the British monarch as their own monarch. So they obviously share a very common history, traditions with the UK then, right? But I heard there is a controversy between the Commonwealth and the British royal family surrounding the monarchy. What is this?
Well, around 400 members of the armed forces of 33 Commonwealth nations and 6 British overseas territories took part in the coronation of King Charles III. However, some are celebrating the occasion. For others, it's just a very jarring reminder of colonialism and repression. And a lot of people are just really very against it for, I guess, obvious reasons. So Republican movements which call for the abolition of the monarchy and demand a democratically elected head of state have sprouted up around many of these Commonwealth nations.
Yeah, right. Especially after Queen Elizabeth II passed away, the debate surrounding the significance of the monarchy has increasingly, grown a lot these days.
Well, some countries have even been, chucking out the royals when they've gone to visit.
That must not be a good feeling.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they have their reasons.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Well, now you know 영연방, the Commonwealth of Nations. 이거는요, 영국과 구대영 제국 시절 영국의 지배를 받았거나 보령 또는 자치령이 있었던 국가들의 연합체입니다. 오늘의 5분 상식이었습니다. 김대리, 퇴근하나?
예, 부장님.
집이 교회종이지? 같은 방향인데 같이 가지? 요즘 회사 생활 어떤가?
아, 예, 저 열심히 잘하고 있습니다.
결혼 생활도 재밌지?
아, 예, 뭐 즐겁죠, 예. 저 그 라디오라도 좀.
그래 라디오.
네가 저번 주에 온 신참인 것 같네.
22번 홀리면
진짜 회사 생활 쉽지 않다. 어색한 이 순간 인사이드 아웃 부산과 함께하세요. 오늘은
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Busan Weekly. Annie's in the studio. Hi, Annie.
Hello.
Hello and welcome back.
Finally,
Yeah.
this is
Fine
my
finale.
debut on Inside Out Busan
it
YouTube.
is.
This is your debut.
Yeah.
You were in Texas, right?
Texas.
I actually was in Vietnam.
Oh,
Oh,
that's different from Texas.
Yes, I was in Vietnam.
I thought you were in Texas.
For some reason, everyone here thought I was in America. I was in Vietnam.
I think we were like saying multiple times on our show. Like
Annie's in Texas.
yeah, he's in Texas.
Sorry, guys.
Oh.
I was in Vietnam.
We were strongly misinformed.
What did
Okay,
what?
morning wave as well.
Maybe you said that you were going to Texas.
I just said I was going to see my husband.
By
Everyone
accident.
assumed
Who
I was
is
going to
from
Texas.
Texas? I remember
Who's
saying
from
that.
Texas?
Oh, but you guys kind of both met in the middle then.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That makes more sense
Yeah, I
actually.
just made it work. It's okay. It's a fair assumption.
We're glad you're back though.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. I got surprised by these aliens in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
The cameras.
We got really like stringy aliens in here.
Minsu
No.
fixed the angle.
Okay, you don't have to look up Laura's nose.
You don't have
no
to see my
mo.
nostrils anymore.
Nah. Well, Annie, let's get right to business then.
All right.
Busan news. What do you got?
All right. Well, I wrote walkways, but it's basically sidewalks. The sidewalks or walkways around schools are to be expanded, which is great news. So the Busan Metropolitan City Office of Education announced yesterday the first part of their measures to ensure safe walkways around schools. And this measure was also announced last week. So starting Monday the 15th, that's the coming Monday, the city will knock down the wall, I believe in Korean that's tamjang, along the sidewalk over at Hadan Elementary School. So this wall in question has like a bit of a corner that juts out toward the intersection. So it cuts off the sidewalk. Like it literally just ends there. And because of this, as well as the trees, drivers have sort of like an obstructed view.
Blind spot.
Exactly, when turning the corner, which of course puts both the students going to school as well as the drivers in danger.
Yeah. Now, I'm not familiar with, what the sidewalks are like at Hadan Elementary, but if you've noticed a lot of like, especially the school areas, I mean, sidewalks in general here in Korea, they're not that wide.
Yeah.
Around where the Yuchuan, where my daughter goes to, like the sidewalks, they're so narrow. If another person is passing you,
Oh, you have
coming
to like
from
stick
the
to
other
wall.
direction, you have to like kind of like, everybody
really?
has to like stick to like
Oh, no.
the sides to let each other pass comfortably. Well, what are the details then of the changes that the government will be making?
Right. So first, they will be knocking down this section of the wall that juts out, and then they're going to reconstruct it roughly like 4 meters back toward the school, so inward. And then this will allow space to actually pave out a sidewalk and also improve the obstructed view for the cars.
Will they do this for other schools as well?
Yeah, so this is actually only the first step toward ensuring that everyone is safe around schools. And starting with Hadan Elementary School, the city's education office does plan to accelerate this project to create safe school routes, using school sites to move the walls. They can create temporary doors and improve the opaque or walls that you can't see through and fences. And they also plan to allow local governments to use school sites free of cost if they need to use the area to create safer environments around schools.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Let's think of the children.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
100%.
Way too many accidents.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's move on. What's up next?
Right. Dongbekjeon is next. There are some changes in the cashback rates that are coming. So on the 8th, Busan City announced that starting July, cashback rates will differ based on the size of the business that users are purchasing from. All in the efforts, of course, to offer more help to smaller businesses. So the main point is that businesses will be put into these like sales brackets to determine the cashback rates. So for businesses with under 1 billion won, that's 10억 in
annual sales, which actually accounts for 93% of the Dongbaekjeon registered businesses. The city will give a total of 7% cash back, so that's up 2% from the current 5%.
Okay.
And then for businesses that reported between 1 and 3 billion won, 10억에서 30억, users will get the usual 5% cash back. And then for companies with over 3 billion won, 30억 in annual sales, there will be no cash back. Although you can still use your Dongbaekjeon card to pay at those businesses.
Looking out for the smaller guys.
The little guys.
Yeah.
And it's 93% of them, so
Yeah.
it'll be better, I guess. In order to reduce any sort of confusion or discomfort, the app itself will also get updated to reflect all of these changes, and it'll also provide information on how much cashback is provided at each business. And also from July, if you have a cumulative total of 1.5 million won, from the money that you charged into your account plus your cashback, you will be able to use the card. However, you will not be able to charge any more money onto the account until it is below 1.5 million won to stimulate some use and also to allow for more cash flow. So just make note.
Yeah. So updates to just the cashback rate, Dongbaekjeon. Keep in mind, when you are entering a business. So I guess you could be on the lookout for however cashback you're gonna get. Right? They'll have signs. Good to know. Good to know. What's next?
Well, the World Expo 2030 has not left our sites. They have now these support public transportations out. So Busan City announced on the 9th the launching of the Busan Marine Bus and Metro Marine, all in support of the World Expo 2030 Busan bid. So that's 4 city buses, 2 village buses, and 2 subway cars that will be selected to be decked out in Busan-specific decals and wrapping, all for, of course, promotional effect. I've seen photos. It's pretty cute. And they have been released into the wild just yesterday, and they'll be running until September.
Running wild.
It's like they're tadpoles or something. You're releasing them into the
let 'em
pond. So tell us more about what these buses and subway cars look
Right.
like.
So inside of these buses and subway cars, there'll be images of, actually, no, not inside. Inside. Be images of Busan's tourist attractions, such as the Gwangan Bridge, as well as the official slogan, Busan is ready. I'm sorry, this is on the outside. And also Boogie will be there, of course. Also, during the month of June, they will be holding an event to promote the Busan Marine Bus and Metro Marine. So basically, if you spot one of these buses or subway cars, take a picture and then post it onto your personal SNS accounts with the hashtags Busan Marine Bus or hashtag Metro Marine. Those are both in Korean. And the city will select 100 people in September to win some gifticons.
Nice.
Gifticon.
Right.
It's a simple task.
But you know what? I'll be honest. I don't know if you guys remember a couple of the subway cars on line number 2, right here in Centum. They had that summer theme where even the floor was
like a
sand
beach.
and water.
Yeah.
근데 저 사실 like with the subway moving and when I'm looking at the ground, like 살짝 울렁거렸어요. Like I don't know. I got a little like car sick.
There's no pleasing everybody, eh?
Yeah. So hopefully it's a little more comfortable this time.
I
That's
think it
just
will
me
be.
though. That's
Yeah.
just me, right?
It's okay.
What's next?
Songjeong Beach and their surfing zone is going to be reduced.
Oh no.
Yeah, so as everyone knows, Busan's Songjeong Beach is known as the surfing mecca, especially during like off seasons. But yesterday, Haeundae District Office announced that this summer, which is July and August, the surfing zone will be reduced from the current 240-meter portion to 120 meters.
Wow.
So, yeah, surfing outside of the zone will be prohibited. And of course, this has upset many surfers and surf companies that do frequently use the beach.
That's 50% gone.
That's half.
Yeah.
So is that like
And that area is just getting busier and busier with
I know.
surfers.
why are they reducing the area?
Right. The reason it kind of surprised me, it's because the surfing zone there is a military, it's next to a military vacation spot or 군 휴양지. And this area will be used again for the first time in 3 years. So the right side of Songjeong Beach, roughly a 160-meter portion, is owned by the Ministry of Defense, and it's used for combat swimming training or sometimes as a vacation spot by the 53rd Infantry Division every year. However, with the pandemic, they had to put a hold on this. And so this actually allowed the surfing zone to expand to 240 meters. It was actually smaller.
So like they actually didn't have it, but because of the pandemic and the military
Yeah.
not using it, they allowed it for the past 3 years. But now with the endemic, right, we mentioned.
That's like, so over the past 3 years, it has grown exponentially.
Yes.
Right.
So probably a lot of companies and a lot of like the surfing companies, right,
Over there, there's so many.
weren't, in the know
They
of
can't be
this.
happy.
So how have they been responding?
Right, of course. The local surfing groups are not happy with this, arguing that it will lead to higher risks of accidents due to crowding. There's also the argument that by reducing the size of the surfing zone, it's going against the city's efforts of turning Songjung Beach into like a national surfing mecca. And already many surfers are flocking up north to Gangwon Province's Yangyang, which has a 1 kilometer long surfing zone.
Yeah.
This is not a good sign,
No.
Not at all.
right?
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
But maybe they'll figure something out, you know? You never know.
Hopefully, because I know some of the biggest surfing competitions, that take place in Korea also happen on Songjung Beach. So I don't know how shortening the surfing, area of the beach to basically have. I don't know how that's going to affect like the competitions that take
Yeah.
place here every summer
True.
too. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Let's get to quickly events happening here in Busan.
Right. This one's a fun one. The 2023 해운대 멍 때리기 대회, or what is it, blank spacing out competition?
Zoning out.
Zoning out,
Yeah.
blanking out. That's taking place May 27th at 4 p.m. in Haeundae. Registration, as you do have to register. Registration is open until tomorrow, so you do have to hurry.
Oh.
It's 3 people max per team. And they're looking for a total of 100 people. And basically, for those who are unfamiliar, the competition is to see who can do absolutely nothing. No movement or thought for the longest amount of time without falling asleep. So you're not allowed to check your phone, no dozing, no checking the time, no chatting, no laughing, no eating. And there is a special prize for one special participant who cosplays for the World Expo 2030. I think she
근데
won.
저기요, 로라, 27일이래요.
오늘 아니에요.
연습하고
지금
있습니다.
아닙니다. 연습하고
오늘
있어요.
11일이에요.
네. 근데 우리 일해야죠. 방송해야죠.
It's so. I love this. It's such a good idea.
맞아요.
멍 때리기 contest.
There was a famous celebrity who won, right? I forget
Crush.
it. Crush, yeah.
네,
People
singer.
need to be
He crushed it.
more.
Yeah, he did crush it.
People need
tried,
to be
I'm sorry.
more 멍 때리기.
네,
It's really good for you.
맞아요. Actually, we're going to speak a little bit on that in the second half.
Are you?
Oh, nice.
Preview, spoiler a little bit. What's next?
Right, we have the 2023 Busan Go Festival. This is taking place May 20th to the 21st over in Donggu and Yeongdo-gu. This is in various locations. And basically, it's a little festival. There are 5 themes: horror, reading, feeling, meeting, and drinking.
What is the overarching theme to all of these themes? Because these are very eclectic.
Oh, it's to promote the old city center. It's to revitalize it, bring people over there.
Ah, okay.
There are events for all ages. Drinking here, it means alcoholic beverages. So you do need to check a more detailed schedule, and you can find that over at www.bfo.or.kr.
부산고 축제. And real quick, what else?
Last one is the 17th Busan Family Festival, because it is the month of families, right?
Yes.
So that's May 21st. It has been going on, but this is the last event, going from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Over at Busan Citizens Park at the Dason-madang. There will be various activities for the family, and they will be giving out discount coupons to all of the participants and also have some prize-packed raffles. So for more information, go to busanfe.thesum, like THESOME.com.
Nice.
That's a random.
They vary. I
That's a
thought there was
random
something
period
easier.
right in the middle too. Well, Annie, welcome back, and thank you so much for another
you.
episode of Busan Weekly. We'll see you back here next week, okay?
All right, see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, it's time for us to say cheerio for the first half of the show. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back. And in the meantime, this is Let It Ring by Riley. See you soon.
I'll let you reel me in again. When I started to add up your mistakes, there was too much I couldn't calculate. It's like I cut you off, then you communicate. Won't let you reel me in again. Just cause you got my number, you ain't got my time. You don't have to wonder, you ain't on my mind. I felt like nothing without you, now I feel nothing. Keep on calling, I'ma let let it ring. I'ma let it ring. I'ma let it ring. Don't it seem kinda funny how it goes? Now I don't even miss you, I just miss your calls. Yeah, you used to leave me lonely, now you won't leave me alone. Can't let you reel me in again. Just cause you got my number, you ain't got my time. You don't have to wonder, you ain't on my mind. I felt like nothing without you, now I feel nothing. Keep on calling, I'ma let it ring. I'ma let it ring. Go let it ring. Oh, oh.
지글지글 움직인대.
누가?
척추라인에 맞춰서 움직인대.
누가?
누구긴 누가 엔모션 프로지. 척추를 지그재그로 틀어 꾹꾹 눌러주는 움직임. 누가의 시그니처 모션. 누가 베스트 엔모션 프로. 가까운 누가페에서 만나요. 의료기기 광고입니다.
Hello, this is Busan Immigration Office. Have you heard of Korea Immigration and Integration Program?
What is the KIIP?
The Korea Immigration and Integration Program, KIIP, is a social integration training program by the Ministry of Justice to help immigrants adjust to life in South Korean society. It helps them develop basic knowledge of the Korean culture, language, and understanding Korean society, among others.
Ah, so is this a Korean language education for foreign nationals?
The KIIP is comprised of not only Korean language and cultural education, but also of programs on understanding Korean society. Immigrants can learn basic knowledge across the entire Korean society through this program.
That's interesting. Are there any other bonuses to completing the KIIP?
There are multiple benefits for those who complete the program, including exemptions from permanent or citizen naturalization tests and bonus points for residence permits.
Well, I'd better hurry up and go sign up. Thanks for the information.
For details, please visit www.socinet.go.kr. This was brought to you by Busan Immigration Office and BFM 부산영어방송.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
꼬리에 꼬리를 무는 품격 있는 토크. 시끄러워 죄송합니다. 로라 민수의 인사이드 아웃 부산.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for the second half of Inside Out Busan. I'm Laura McCluckey.
And I'm Min-Soo Shin. Second hour of our show. So we had a couple messages come in. Haeyeon-님 saying a successful life equals good circulation. I wonder what good circulation means. Like blood circulation?
No. Pooping.
Ah, good bowel movement, you mean, right? Jin-Chin's best friends and the ability to lol, laughing out loud. Oh, you gave us visuals.
Yeah, there's a little
그쵸.
poop emoji.
Yes. I'm going to have to agree. These days, bowel movements are very underrated.
My favorite message ever, perhaps. 백주현님, I every day hit the mong.
every day hit the mong.
Every day I'm monging.
Laura's face is smallest in the monitor amongst the three people.
That's smallest in real life too.
왜 그런지 알아요? 진짜 제 카메라
근데 진짜 거짓말
진짜
아니야.
한 손바닥 한 2개 정도. 맞죠? If I'm doing this, like this hand is right up on that camera, whereas Laura's, it's like
진짜 무슨 거짓말.
meters
잠깐만.
and meters and meters back. 아 오지 말고 지금 뭐 하는 짓입니까? 오면 안 되잖아요. 뭐야? 맞아요. 근데 저 얼굴 좀 큽니다. 큰 편이에요.
Anyway, it's time for us to get into On the Mic. This is where we send out our reporters into the world and interview you, our listeners. So let's see who's on the mic today.
네, 안녕하세요. 올리비아입니다. 오늘은 재미있는 명강사 우리 장태준 강사님과 함께 이야기를 나눠보겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
안녕하십니까. 올해 1월 1일자로 공무원 생활을 마치고 현재는 강의를 열심히 다니고 있고 재밌게
우와,
삽니다.
공무원이셨던 거예요?
세무공무원이었습니다. 구청에서 그 세무과에서
네.
지방세를 담당했습니다.
공무원으로서의 생활은 몇 년 하신 거예요?
40살에 제가 공무원 생활을 시작했거든요.
우와.
놈들은 개장 진급해야 될 때 그때 이제 9급으로 들어가서 21년 하고 나왔습니다.
그 전에는 어떤 일 하셨어요?
선박회사를 다녔고 학교 근무실에서 또 이렇게 근무도 하다가 영어학원 강사도 하고 선반, 밀링, 용접, 목공, 택시기사, 관광버스 뭐 하여튼 한 20가지 정도는 했을 거예요. 그런 걸 많이 하다 보니까
네.
도리가 많잖아요. 그러다 보니까 강의가 좀 재밌어진다는 그런 느낌이 제가 많이 듭니다. 제일 중요한 거는요. 제가 오늘 버스킹을 제가 하고 있거든요. 4월 1일부터. 5년 전에 지역에 있는 지역신문에 매주 목요일 금요일마다 어려운 사람들에 관한 기사가 뜹니다. 제목은 사랑의 징검다리인데 클릭을 하게 되면은 우리 부산 지역에 있는 은행에 사랑의 공감 기부 프로젝트라는 곳에서 1,000원씩을 기부하는데 돈 안 되는 거니까 열심히 클릭을 했는데 우스갯소리처럼 5년 뒤에 내가 버스킹을 해서 1억 기부하겠다 라고 큰 소리를 쳤는데 저는 5년이 너무 길어서 저에게는 안 올 줄 알았더니 어느덧 와서 직원들은 안 하느냐고 자꾸만 이야기를 하고
네.
결국 4월 1일 날 제가 시작을 하게 되었습니다.
끼도 많으시고 할 수 있는 것도 많으시고
노래도 못하는데 버스킹하고 기타도 못 치는데 버스킹하고 뭐 그런 겁니다.
혹시 지금 어느 정도 모였는지 궁금한데요?
지금 현재
네.
28만 9천 원 모여 있습니다.
우와, 버스킹으로 28만 9천 원을 버셨다고요?
네, 4월 달 한 달 해가지고 그렇게 모았습니다.
근데 그 정도 모은 거면 괜찮은 거 아닌가요?
아니요, 제가 1억을 모아야 되는데
아.
우리 직원들이 4월 한 달에 28만 9천 원을 모았다고 하니까 직원들이 계산을 그렇게 하는 겁니다.
네.
80원 무조건 넘어가는구나.
네.
관뚜껑 열고 들어갈 때까지 해야 될지 모릅니다.
어머, 어떡해. 웃으면 안 되는데. 웃어버렸다. 본인이 했던 약속을 지금 지키고 있는 거예요?
그렇지요. 네. 약속이니까. 저와의
너무
약속이니까.
멋있어요. 그러면 버스킹 어떻게 하세요?
그냥 기타 하나 들고 영도의 해안 산책로에서 토요일 오후 3시 전후로 해서 1시간 정도 공연을 합니다. QR코드를 찍으면은 바로 그 기사로 연결되게끔 그래 응원합니다 하면은 또 어떤 분들은 또 이렇게 돈통이 앞에 있는데 돈도 넣어주시고 네, 그러면 제가 1시간 정도 하는데 정말 많이 부끄럽습니다.
그러면 또 저희 방송을 또 듣고 있는 분들이
네네.
동참하실 수도 있으니까 여기서 버스킹을 한다고 생각하고 한번 들려주실 수 있나요?
뭐 잠깐
네.
조금 제가 그냥
와,
네네.
또 기타를 가지고 오셨어요.
혹시나 몰라서 제가
네.
기사를 들고 왔습니다. 실력은 되게 없거든요.
네.
그냥 가장 쉬운 코드로 잡고
네.
하는데
네.
뭐 실력을 보지 마시고
마음으로.
그 이면을 마음을 이래
네.
주시면 고맙겠습니다.
네.
한밤중에 목이 말라 냉장고를 열어보니 한 귀퉁이에 고등어가 소금에 절여져 있네. 어머니 코 고는 소리 조그맣게 들리네. 어머니는 고등어를 구워주려 하셨나 보다. 소금에 절여놓고 편안하게 주무시는구나. 나는 내일 아침에는 고등어 구이를 먹을 수 있네. 여기까지 하겠습니다.
마지막으로 BEFM 부산 영어방송
네네.
듣고 있는 청취자분들에게
네.
한마디 부탁드릴게요.
지금 아마 이 방송을 듣고 계신 분들은 영어에 관심이 있다라고 보시는데 영어 공부 계속 부지런히 열심히 하십시오. 뭐든지 잘하게 되면은 사람이 자신감이 생기고 자존감이 높아집니다. 그리고 주변을 한번 돌아보시면서 내가 아닌 다른 사람들도 있다는 것 한번 늘 이래 생각하시는 여러분들이 됐으면 좋겠습니다. 오늘 이렇게 불러주셔가지고 너무 고맙고 I'm very old but my mind is very young. Our world very beautiful. Your mind very beautiful. Everybody, thank you. Hi 로라, Hi 민수. 여러분의 방송이 누군가에게는 한 사람의 인생을 바꿀 수 있다라는 생각을 가지고 즐거운 마음으로 열심히 잘하시면 좋겠습니다.
Everybody, thank you.
근데 그 마지막 말씀 너무 감사한데
진짜 내 스타일이다.
살짝 부담스럽네요. Did you get what he said?
뭐.
Like, of course, the words we say on air can change a person's life.
맞아요.
It's very encouraging.
조심해라.
Are you talking to me?
Everybody 조심해야지.
그렇죠. Big thank you to Mr. 장태준.
So good.
Who recently finished his 21 long career as a tax official for the Yeongdo-gu office, right? Now currently a lecturer at what's called the Integrity Training Institute of the Anti-Corruption and Civil Rights Commission.
Yes.
That's the exact name for it.
That's the exact name for it.
Right.
So since April 1st, he's actually been busking.
Yes, so he played that lovely little song for us.
And so, remember we talked about it, it's on the Yeongdo Coastal Trail.
네.
So every Saturday he's gone out there. He wants to go and save 100 million won to assist people who need it. And so far he's almost at 30만 원.
He's a third the way there, almost.
And his colleagues have jokingly remarked that he's going to have to busk until he's 80 to reach his goal.
Well, hopefully after this show, a lot more people get out there, listen to his music. And...
So he wants to raise 100 million won. He's got 30만 원.
Oh, you know what? Not a third.
No.
That's 0.03%.
That is more than 0.0%.
Yeah.
So he's on the right direction.
He is. Right? And it sounds like he has, hasn't started not too long ago. So a couple days, 289,000 won. You're well on your way, I think. Right? So obviously a person who with a very big heart wants to, take care of people in need, even his neighbors he mentioned, because we don't live alone in this world. It's not just all about us, right? We are living in a community, in a town, in a city. So I think having that heart to help one another, especially people in need, this goes a long way in terms of just us becoming a very happier society.
I agree.
네.
Couldn't agree more. So thank you so much to Olivia and of course 장태준님. Thank you very much for your lovely interview.
감사합니다.
Everybody, 감사합니다. Life is beautiful. Think beautiful.
It is.
That's so my style. I love it.
맞아요.
I want to be his friend.
네.
By the way, we are live streaming 보는 방송. So if you are on YouTube, please do go and find BEFM or Busan English Broadcasting, 부산영어방송 너튜브에서 찾아보시면 저희 얼굴도 민수의 얼굴도 다 볼 수 있습니다.
네. 들어와서 보고 즐기세요.
네. 재밌게.
재밌게 하고 있어요.
네.
I feel like we're having a good time.
We're having a good
Right.
we're having a good time. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that anyone else is enjoying it.
Well, I see a lot of k-k-k's coming in from
Serving
people.
ourselves
네.
is what we're doing. But I digress.
People are having fun. I guarantee it.
Let me see.
Right?
There's a lot of Hmong. I every day hit the Hmong.
Everyday hit the mong. 우리 주연님. 네.
I love it.
위너님 서핑 존 축소는 엔데믹의 역설이네요. So the result, right, of like it started with the endemic, you know, because things have gotten. You think things are getting better, and now we get news like this, right?
Yeah.
I guess, what more changes are going to bring? We're going to have to stick around and
Many
find
changes,
out.
always changing. We got to adapt. That's all we can do. By the way, it's time for us to continue. So let's have a song. This is, can you guess?
I can guess.
Yeah.
No, actually, I can't. I don't have a
Oasis.
huge- Oasis.
Don't look back in anger.
I won't.
Such a good one.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you've never been, but all the things that you've seen will slowly fade away. So I start a revolution from my bed. 'Cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. times in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace. Take that look from off your face. 'Cause you ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as she's walking on by. My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. I heard you say. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as she's walking on by. My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger. Don't look back in anger. I heard you say. At least not today.
Welcome back. I love it.
Yeah.
A little bit
That's
of
a
Oasis.
classic.
It is. We were belting it out in the studio.
We were. It's definitely a belt-out song, right? You can't help but to sing along.
So sad.
So
That was it. That was all I was.
yeah. That was very. It's not even like yeah. It's not even set. You didn't even do the Lee.
Sally can wait. I don't want to belt it because I don't want to yell in the microphone. This is the quiet hour.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yes. The quiet hour of Inside Out Busan. Thank you so much for
Quiet
joining
hour of Inside Out Busan. By the way, coming up next after the weather and traffic is Me Time, which is the segment that I do. In Me Time, I'm going to be using essential oils. So if it's safe to do so and you have some essential oils at home, or you just have like a massage oil, you can also use that without the essential, without the aroma. Go and get it.
Ooh.
And then let's do something together.
Nice.
Because we're going to be on camera. So, yeah, we can do that next.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Are we going to be glistening?
Sure. Well, you mean more so than you are already?
Yeah.
You're glistening always, Minsu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all that natural oil on my face that makes me glisten.
Grease and perspiration. Anyway, it's now 7:17 on the clock. Let's look at the weather. The temperature is averaging 19 degrees here in Busan. Morning lows of 14, afternoon highs of 21 degrees Celsius tomorrow. Now, please do take extra care when you're going out because the rising levels of UV rays are going to make it a bit risky out there. Ozone levels also tomorrow will reach bad. So use sunblock, use hats, drink plenty of water to stay hydrated, etc. 내일도 자외선이 강하겠고요. 그래서 오후에 오존 농도가 높겠습니다. 여러분 선크림 바르고
네.
또는
꼭
물
발라주세요.
많이 마셔요.
네. When it comes to our traffic, we have congestion on 낙동북로 from 강서구 office towards 구포 이동 junction. There's also congestion on 고분로 from 연희 market towards 연산 junction. Slow-moving traffic on 해운대로 from 송정 station going towards the 송정 three-way intersection. Everybody?
Drive safe.
Yes.
That's what I want to say. All right, let's keep it going. It's time for Me Time. It's time for me time.
It
I
is.
never want that music to stop.
Can we have this throughout the whole segment?
Yeah. But then we have to talk, we have to Herbie Hancock it.
Yeah.
I'm wrong to the beat. Gonna get.
Adrian Hyo님, 안녕하세요. Hello to you as well. 안녕.
Hi, Adrian.
Welcome to our show. You're just
so-
in time too.
Yeah, you're just in time. It is Me Time. Me Time is the segment that I do every Thursday. So Minsu does one every Monday, and I do one every Thursday. And Me Time, what's it all about, Minsu?
So, a lot of us in our very, very busy schedules, we tend to neglect maybe the most important person in the world to us.
Yeah.
Me.
You?
You. I.
Oh, ourselves.
Ourselves, right?
Me, myself, and I.
Because you might think, I got to take care of my friends, my family, my kids. But if you don't take care of yourself, can't do any of that. right?
Exactly. You can't pour from an empty cup, Minsu. That's the thing. You can't pour
Cannot.
from an empty cup. So every week what I do is I bring some of my knowledge and expertise, if I can call it that. Can I?
I mean,
like
you
to say that
can
about
because
yourself?
you are a professional in the wellness business.
It's true.
Every Thursday.
Just in case
Right
you
on
didn't
time.
know already.
Letting people know.
I also work in wellness. And I do. And actually, one of my favorite things, this is not something that I do particularly professionally, but something that I do because I love it, is aromatherapy.
Aromatherapy.
So there's a really great podcast episode, if I can just plug this for a second. One of my favorite sexy doctors.
What?
Dr. Andrew Huberman. Oh, I love him. He's like this big man, but he's so smart.
Okay.
And he talks about all the things that I'm interested in,
Okay.
namely neuroscience. And the effects.
Neuroscience is very
that
sexy.
Things like, it's like a big brain is just so, I love it. Anyway, so recently he had a podcast episode about how smells influence our well-being, basically, how smells influence our lives.
I believe it.
And so I recommend that as a supplement to our homework, our class today. Dr. Andrew Huberman, you can find him on NoTube, and he's a Stanford professor.
Supposedly very sexy.
He's just lovely. He's definitely my type. He looks like a lumberjack, but always wears a black shirt. He's really my type.
Does he have a beard?
He does.
Oh. Fitting right into the stereotype.
He's that's my type. So anyway,
Nah.
I want to talk about enhancing our health naturally and some nice ways that we can use essential oils to do that.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel like when you think aroma, right? Oils is one of the first thing that pops into your head, right? Especially when it comes to therapy. Because I don't know, I haven't taken any classes on it, but when you go to buy like lotion and stuff, there's always a lot of like the brands and companies, they have like oils too, and a lot of people recently too have been really promoting their oil-based products, right? And I got into some, and I could see the power of them in terms of like just making me feel relaxed. Like especially like when I'm like headaches or I feel them onsetting, if I rub them just a little bit on my temple or like right behind my ear to get that scent, that whiff every time I turn, I don't know. It helps with the headache. It doesn't completely go away, but it makes me feel a little more comfortable.
Well, the reason being is not only do essential oils have components in them that are like affecting our moods, but they also have like a biological influence on our body as well. And the reason being, provided that your essential oils are pure, is that they're made from natural ingredients.
Yeah.
And before, like back in the day, before there was modern medicine, aromatherapy or herb therapy or herbal medicine was used thousands of years ago as the first kind of way to heal.
Yeah.
To treat diseases, to treat cuts, scrapes, to treat headaches, to help with XYZ. And so like you will find in the UK, for example, in the 1800s, they would use lavender oil for pain.
I've seen a bunch of documentaries, covering especially like tribes and more like towns that are still, away from modern society. They're still adhered to the older ways. Yeah, like smushing up various leaves and herbs and then kind of putting them on wounds or just the smells it bring up, or juices / oils that have come out from it. Yeah. Till this day, I think a lot of people, even like more modern cities and modern towns partake in using those types of oils.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think about it, if we're eating herbs, eating flowers, they have a nutritional value. So whatever the nutritional value is, it can be going into our bodies or it can be applied topically. But in recent years, this has become more and more popular. There's a lot of big brands out there. So there's still a lot of people who are quite skeptical about the effectiveness of aromatherapy. And there's a lot of people who are kind of really against the MLM, this multi-level marketing schemes that you find a lot of essential oils are part of. However, personally, I love essential oils. I love using them.
Yeah.
And I think they're very beneficial. And especially the phytoncide, phytoncide.
Yeah, that's right.
Because phytoncide is very, very good for you. Very good for you. So anyway, some of them, you can promote well-being, overall health, and they're derived from plants. So they're very potent, but they contain aromatic compounds. There's numerous benefits for the mind, body, spirits, etc. So I have some examples of oils. And I actually got a little bunch from my very, very best Annie.
Your little bottles.
Who is an aromatherapist also. And I forgot to bring my oils and she was in here. I was like, Annie! So, Annie, 고마워요. These are the oils that I'm going to give you the option in the studio to use today. So we've got a little lime, which is one of my favorites. Peppermint, which is very good for clearing the mind. Spearmint, which is delicious. In gum, and lemon, which is delicious.
You got a good combination, like lemon and lime, peppermint and spearmint.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would use the mints and the limes together. I mean, peppermint and lemon together, you could do actually. Anyway, anywho, I want to talk about lavender.
Okay. Which we don't have today.
We don't have it today. But lavender is probably one of the most popular oils
that
you can get, right? But lavender is renowned for its calming and relaxing properties, promoting better sleep, reducing stress, reducing anxiety. And one of my favorite things to do with lavender oil is to just give myself a massage, like a self-massage with a carrier oil at night. Ouch, I just punched myself. So getting a carrier oil. So what you would do is you get a drop. So if you have oils at home, get yourself a drop of oil with your carrier oil. So you can use almond or jojoba or coconut oil or whatever. And you get 1 or 2 drops and then you massage it into your hands with the carrier oil. And the reason being is that most of the time, you probably be safe to put the essential oil straight on your skin. But you might be very sensitive skin and these are like concentrate. So you should always use a carrier oil. It's basically just to dilute it.
Okay.
And you'll still get the smell.
Sure.
But not all of the power.
It's the smell that's important, right?
No. I mean, yes.
Yes.
But not just.
Okay.
So if you think about things like if you get a cut and you want to apply sodok, like topical application of something, if you do that with things like tea tree or oregano oil, it can really burn your skin. If you put lavender oil on a cut or a burn, it can help it heal faster.
Okay.
But you should be very, very careful applying those kind of things to your skin. So I wouldn't ever recommend, I'm not an aromatherapist. I wouldn't ever recommend just applying it topically unless you know for certain, for sure, that you're not going to injure yourself in any way. Ask my husband, because I put oregano oil on his face. And I gave him a free facial peel.
Is it supposed to steam like this?
Honestly, I
hear
so
sizzling, Laura.
scared.
Is it supposed to do this?
Like his whole face burnt off.
No.
And then his skin looked fabulous underneath.
Oh. Because it's all that fresh skin.
Don't recommend it. Not a good idea. So lavender is really good. However, it's generally safe for most people, but some people might experience skin irritation allergic reactions. It can also not be great for people who have heart conditions, etc.
Yeah.
So you do need to be very careful before you're using it, especially if you're using it on skin. So perform a test patch. Peppermint.
I love peppermint.
You want to have a sniff of this?
Yes, please.
There you go. There you go. A little peppermint oil. Okay. So how are you feeling just now? A bit tired?
Before?
A bit sleepy?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So what you can do with your oil, so I'll take a spearmint. No, I'm going to take a lime. I love a lime.
Oh, wait,
I
this
love a-
is brand new.
It's peppermint. Just open it. Whack it open.
Oh, but it's new. It was
all right.
sealed. Can I?
Well, it's too late now.
too
You
late
already
now.
did. Okay.
완전 새삥이네요, 이거.
So what you want to do is
Yeah.
you get your oil.
냄새 너무 좋다.
좋아요.
너무 좋아요. 네.
So it's really refreshing. And it can help boost your energy. So just get a little drop in your
How many
hand.
droplets was that?
Just one. Because you don't want it to be too overpowering. And don't shake it.
I'm not trying not to.
That's it.
Okay.
Good. So what happens a lot of the time when I'm doing aromatherapy in class is that I'll hold the bottle or I'll give the bottle to someone and they'll see it coming out and it's not coming, and they'll start shaking it. And then they've got like 15 drops in their
It's
hand.
like Tabasco.
And it's like, that's
Like a hot
not
sauce.
optimal. And the reason is because the oils are made out of natural ingredients, so they've got different viscosities. If you don't know what viscosity is, viscosity is the thickness of the liquid. So you'll find that a lot of tree oils are thicker, a lot of citrus oils are thinner. So for example, lemon comes out quickly. Or orange. Okay. Rub it in your hands. And then make sure you get some on the tips of your fingers as well. So get some on your fingertips. If it's not strong enough, you can take another little drop. And then what to do is just put it a couple of centimeters from your face. And take a nice, slow, deep inhale.
Oh, that's so good.
So refreshing, right? Peppermint is really good for you because it can help to improve your focus, it can help relieve stress, it can bring you some invigoration. So what I would say, if you really need that, it's on your fingertips already, right? So don't lick it.
Sorry, I was like trying to snip my fingers.
I mean, you can lick it if you like, but if you want some extra, you can put some extra on. But what to do?
So one more drop.
A little drop, and then get your fingers in it. Get your fingers in about it, so it's on your fingers, and then put your fingers on the temples. Now, this would be like the temporal artery, I guess, or on the temples. This one is really good for mind clarity. So if you ever got a headache, if you're ever feeling tension and stress, you can get a little bit of aroma oil and just rub it gently in a circular motion onto the temples. So that's really good for
that's
clearing the
good.
mind. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really nice one for clearing the mind.
Feels nice.
If you also have digestive discomfort or you are, I don't know, just feeling a bit down or low and you need a bit of a boost, peppermint's really good. It should be used diluted if you're putting it straight on the skin.
Okay. So not like
So not like
100% concentrated.
Yeah, not 100% concentrated. But I would say every time dilute your oil unless you know otherwise that it is safe for your skin.
Yeah. It's like I'm breathing in
Toothpaste.
a little bit.
So
But I like it.
what's really good as well is that what you can do is you can start to, you remember Schrodinger's, no, it's not Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's
no.
cat.
It's a Pavlov's dog. So you can condition yourself to associate smells with certain feelings, emotions, situations. So if you think about this, if you got the honey one, what does it always smell like?
Herbs.
Herbs, right? And then you go outside and you smell that smell somewhere else. You're like, honey one.
Yeah.
Right? So you can do that. What I do with my especially prenatal clients, 임산부 클라이언트한테 이렇게 하는 거예요. So there's a lot of essential oils that pregnant women cannot use. And there's some that they can use very sparingly. So what I do for birth preparation is I start to use an oil early on in our sessions so that when they go to give birth and then they smell the oil, it triggers the sensation of being in the studio, relaxing, meditating, breathing.
Yeah.
So you smell that smell. And some smells remind you of like good old times back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Some smells are really make you feel soothed, make you feel happy. Some smells make you feel unhappy. And so what you can do is you can actually train yourself to associate a smell with a feeling.
Yeah. We have lots of people chiming in. Adrian Yim saying Laura's definitely an expert, I guess, when it comes to oils, right?
Thank you, Adrian.
Adrian Yim also says, she's also into aromatherapy, became a professional in it as well, pursuing a healthy life, start aroma life.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
그리고 우리 저스티나 킴님, 페퍼민트는 호흡기와 소화기 둘 다 좋은 오일이래요.
맞아요.
꼭 호흡법으로 호흡해보세요.
근데 중요한 포인트는
네.
there's always contraindications, which means there's always 주의.
Oh yeah,
주의하세요.
because it's not the same for everybody.
Because the thing is, peppermint oil, it can be really good if you have it in like an inhaler or something, or there's a barrier to where you're breathing in. But peppermint oil can, if it's too concentrated and too close to your nose, it can burn you.
Oh.
So you can inhale, and what can happen is it can, especially if you use it over time, it can start to burn the inside of your nostrils and go into your olfactory system because it's so strong. It's basically concentrated oil. And the fumes of that are no different, technically, I mean, very different, but no different from fumes of any other kind. So be careful when you're breathing things in because you can cause yourself damage.
Yeah. All in moderation.
All
even
in
with
moderation,
oils.
absolutely. And another one I want to talk about as well is tea tree. Tea tree is my favorite.
I love tea tree.
Adrian said that she uses eucalyptus oil on her neck when she feels stressed. Eucalyptus is a fantastic one, and I love it. And that's what a lot of toothpaste has in it as well, or a lot of balms and stuff because it is very soothing. Tea tree oil is, for me, I love it. It's very soothing, just the smell of it. But it's also very powerful in terms of antimicrobial properties as well.
Oh.
So basically, it can help clean out dirty, I don't know,
That's
scratches and things like
okay.
that. And
That's why
good
you
for your
see.
face.
Yeah, that's why you see a lot of like products when it comes to like cleansing, facial cleansing products.
Yeah.
Thing it features tea tree.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's really good for things like fungal infections. It's really good for things like treating acne, skin irritations. But again, you must use it by diluting it. And one of the things that's very controversial still with a lot of people, some people say you can definitely eat or ingest essential oils. Some people say you shouldn't. Why would you do that?
Oh. Yeah.
I personally do for some of them.
Okay.
Don't for others. But there are certainly some, because they're natural, that you must not ingest because they can be toxic.
Oh yeah.
So for example, lemon oil, that's just very highly concentrated lemon oil. Tea tree can be toxic. So you must not ingest tea tree oil. It might not be toxic for you one time or two times.
Yeah.
But it could be. It can be toxic. So really, really important to exercise caution. But before I go, I know I'm way past time already. What I'm going to show you how to do. So we already did a little temporal massage.
Yeah.
If you are having trouble falling asleep, you can either use your favorite essential oil or you can use one that is good for sleeping time. I would say my favorites for sleeping are lavender. Lavender, orange, and cedar wood together is a nice blend. What you would do is get a little bit on your... You're going to go home smelling like toothpaste. One drop.
This is my third drop.
Good. And what to do is you've got it on your hands. Again, you should be using a carrier oil, and this will help you with the massage. But you want to just grab your wrists. And in your wrists are where your radial artery is. And your radial artery, when massaged, is associated with promoting good sleep. So if you're feeling tired, or if you're feeling like you need to get a better night's sleep, get a little aromatherapy massage over here. Try and get an oil that is conducive to that, or an oil for you that's good for that. Lavender oil, also good. Sandalwood, also good. Frankincense. And give yourself a massage. So you can see the radial artery on your wrist.
Yeah.
So just get your thumbs into a little wrist massage. And if you're pulling, make sure you're pulling towards the heart. And a hand massage is a really good way to relax you before a night of sleep. Not only because it feels really nice because you've been using your hands all day, but also because of the radial artery here. And the last one, the carotid artery, which is on the neck. So you can also give yourself a neck massage, and that's very good for stress relief. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It's
Right?
Nice. So pretty name. I'm sorry I didn't give you anything. Here, have them all. Lemon? 뭐 할래요? Lemon?
We have more people chiming in. 오겹살 좋아요. 조아님. 저도 매일 아침 밤 에센셜 오일 발라요. Justina님, I think chiming in when you mention tea tree, I guess it helps with infection.
Yeah,
like
it can be very good for fighting, helping to
항염
fight.
and 염증 제거에 도움이 된다고 합니다. Yeah.
Smells so good.
Aromatherapy. I feel like this is such a very underrated just thing you could just kind of do at home, and it definitely helps you relax.
And it's great for kids as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, always exercise caution. So I'm going to be at the Global Gathering on, what do you call it, on the 20th. So the Global Gathering's taking part at Cinema Centre on the 20th.
Yeah.
I'll be there. We're going to have some aromatherapy over there for kids, for adults. So come and see us. And my aromatherapist, Unni, will also be there. So,
진짜
yeah.
take all my money when it comes to oil.
Yeah, it's so good. So good.
Nice.
Anyway, that's it. That's me
Thank
time
you.
for
Today is me time. Aromatherapy.
all for you.
It's gonna smell so good in the studio for
Yeah.
like people like tomorrow morning.
That's better than what it smells
You're
like
welcome,
when the 4
Catherine.
p.m. duo is in here and then we have to come in here after. That's definitely not an aromatherapy smell.
All right, let's take a song break. We'll be back with more. What we got?
We've got Ed Sheeran, Castle on the Hill.
6 years old, I broke my leg. I was running from my brother and his friends, and tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the boring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real. We watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. 15 years old and smoking and rolled cigarettes, running from the law through the backfields and getting drunk with my friends. Had my first kiss on a Friday night. I don't reckon that I did it right, but I was younger then. Take me back to when we found weekend jobs, and when we got paid, we'd buy cheap spirits and drink them straight. Me and my friends have not thrown up in so long. Oh, how we've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real. We watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. One friend left to sell clothes, and one works down by the coast. One had 2 kids but lives alone. One's brother overdosed. One's already on his second wife. One's just barely getting by, but these people raised me and I can't wait to go home, and I'm on my way. I still remember these old country lanes when we did not know the answers, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real. We watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill.
안녕하세요. 차가운 도시 남자 Inside Out Busan Rider Steve라고 합니다. Winners of Inside Out Busan's listeners participation segment will get full course meal voucher from Golden Lizzie, a gourmet restaurant in Geojedong and Yeonsandong, where you can taste cuisine from Michelin Guide featured Chef Kim. 미슐랭 셰프의 파인 레스토랑 골든 리지에서 10만 원 외식 상품권을 받을 수 있습니다. A place to entertain your brain and eyes, Museum of Illusions. 당신의 눈과 뇌를 즐겁게 하는 곳. Museum of Illusion 부산 착시미술관 입장권. Coffee voucher and a pack of fresh coffee, whole beans, sponsored by Into Roastery in Yangsan. 언제나 맛있는 커피를 신선하게 만드는 양산에 위치한 Into Roastery 원두 커피. 커피 향 좋다. A delicious brunch for two from Gorilla Brewing Busan. Gwangan branch, the leader of Korean handmade beer culture. 수제 맥주 전문점 고릴라 브루잉 부산에서 제공하는 식사권. Admission tickets for the Busan Next to Sky top floor observatory, which is located at LCT in Haeundae, the highest place in Busan. 부산 대표 랜드마크 해운대 LCT에 위치한 하늘 위의 바다. 부산 Next to Sky 전망대 입장권을 선물로 드립니다. 저랑 같이 가실까요?
Time for 호기심 천국.
호기심 전국 시간입니다.
Yeah, this is where we hoagie your shim. And you know, you can go home and you will have a 100% hoagied shim.
Yes, we will hoagie your shim just a little bit today.
Yeah.
So my turn, right? So I gave a little spoiler in the first half of our show. We will talk about 멍때리기 today.
Oh,
Zoning out, spacing out.
I do it well.
And actually, how good it is for you.
Oh.
Sometimes. But once again, moderation here too is important. So let's first listen to today's clip.
Think of your consciousness as a spectrum. On one end lies total awareness or mindfulness. But all the way on the other end, there's something you could call mindlessness, where you're totally unfocused on the task at hand. Both mindfulness and mindlessness and everything in between are useful. And even though researchers usually talk about the importance of focusing, it's super useful to unfocus too. In fact, it's almost impossible to maintain a state of constant mindfulness. The human mind just isn't built for it. Research shows that our minds wander roughly 50% of the time. From an evolutionary perspective, it just wouldn't make sense for our species to space out that much if it didn't bring major benefits. And sure enough, it does. When our minds wander, they're pulled towards unresolved issues or future goals. During those spaced out periods, creative insight happens. Ideas you never would have consciously connected seem to come together on their own. Suddenly, it becomes clear why your best friend seemed distant at dinner last night or what you should buy your dad for his birthday. But with mindfulness, you can get so caught up in the present moment that there's no room for ideas to find each other. If you want to maximize your creative mindlessness, let your mind wander while you're doing routine tasks. When you can be on autopilot, it's much easier and safer to space out. That's one reason why you're so likely to have eureka moments in the shower or on the subway. And the next time you forget your keys or lose your train of thought, don't beat yourself up about it. You're just taking steps toward zoned out brilliance.
Ah,
Yeah.
get it.
So from the NoTube channel of New York Magazine, they have this little segment called The Science of Us.
Yeah.
Little short bits and segments about, why some things are the way they are. Kind of like our 호기심 segment. They got
Why
their
are
own.
you the way you are?
Yeah, so zoning out, 멍 때리기, is because let's say, you probably maybe were as a kid, you heard from your parents or teachers, stop daydreaming.
Close your mouth to catch some flies.
No, stop zoning out. Pay attention, right? And maybe, you yourself have told your kids to stop zoning out. But a little bit of it, and actually a good amount of it, is supposedly very good for you.
It's very good for your brain.
Yeah. So obviously, according to that clip, right? Because you can't your brain physically cannot be focused all the time. It's too draining. And think of it, you're in this, test taking. When you're taking tests, that's when your brain is super focused, right? But after even an hour-long test, after the test is done, that's it for you.
Yeah.
That's it for the day. You don't want to think anymore.
That's how I feel at 10 o'clock every morning. I'm done.
What are you doing at in the morning? But so giving our brains time to just relax, basically, right? Shutting down, not your whole body, just your brain for just a little bit. That could help you keep on with your day.
Yeah.
Right? And as the clip suggests, also some of the best ideas might come from just 멍 때리기.
Yeah, it's really important. Actually, again, this is from the Huberman podcast, but there was, I can't remember exactly what it was, but they were talking about how...
The burly, sexy scientist?
Yeah, that guy. And so they were talking about sleep, of course, being the most important thing for knowledge and for reparation and for being able to learn. Sleep is the most important thing. But there's something called non-sleep deep relaxation. And this can be part of non-sleep deep relaxation when you're just lying there, you're not thinking about anything actively, but thoughts are just flying around your mind. And you're just kind of 멍. You're just 멍 때리기. And that's also a really, really good thing for helping to consolidate learning. So 멍 때리기 is a really good way, or non-sleep rest, deep rest, is really good for helping your brain function.
맞아요. So, if you can, and it depends on the situation, letting your brain just go on autopilot, that's also similar, so according to the clip, as 멍 때리기, right? So let's say you're doing a very simple task at home. I don't know, you're folding laundry, right? And you're not focusing on folding laundry. You kind of let your mind drift away. It's basically the muscle, memory taking over. How your body's supposed to move. You don't even have to think about it. And then if you start thinking about your other stuff, going on autopilot sometimes is a good way to help you not use so much of your energy. But then as I was listening to today's clip, right, and just a thought today, we let our brains go on autopilot. Sometimes you can't even control it. You just do, right? But what I find kind of scary sometimes is my brain goes on autopilot when I'm driving sometimes.
Yeah, it does. You get to Gijang and you realize, how did I get
here?
Yeah.
Right? So you're driving. And then all of a sudden you kind of snap back. You're like, how did I... 왔네? Or how did I get here?
It's because I think something stupid 95% of the thoughts that we have on a daily basis are the same thoughts that we had the day before and the same thoughts that we're going to have the day after, because we are creatures of habit.
Yeah.
So that happens where you slip into the default mode network and you're just allowing autopilot to run. Your brain doesn't need to think about driving. You've done it so many times. You know how to do it.
Yeah. So that's that piece, that gives me the peace of mind. It's because, my brain already has, knows that, this is something that, you've done time again.
Yeah.
Let that, not the subconscious, but let it take over just a little bit.
Time for it.
But yeah, that's what scared me in the beginning, right? And sometimes you forget, that's right. I have my family in the car with me.
Yeah.
Right?
But have you also...
그런 순간, I get chills down my spine.
How can my brain just tune out like that?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone into a room and then just stood there and thought, why am I here?
Sometimes. But according to the clip, that actually don't be like I'm so forgetful. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's natural.
That's normal.
Yeah.
That's what the brain does. And maybe it's a signal for you to rest a little bit more.
Yeah, right. It's a good sign that your brain is doing what it's supposed to do, and 멍 때리기 is a very natural process of your brain and body. So let it happen. Just let it happen.
필요하지.
네.
중요합니다.
맞습니다. So that is getting into, as Annie mentioned, on the 27th at 해운대, the Busan edition of the 멍 때리기 대회.
Do you know what?
will take place.
Every time I think about 멍 때리기, though, I feel like I need to do this face.
왜냐면 that's the epitome of 멍 때리기 face.
I love it.
그렇죠. 그 표정 없으면 멍 때리는 거 아니에요. 그래서 네, 멍 때리게 되면 입도 조금 벌리고 하세요.
But have you ever heard this? Close your mouth, you're catching flies.
Oh, because
No?
your breath stink?
No, because your flies will just fly in.
Oh, because it's open.
Because it's an open hole.
Don't swallow any flies. I know they're good protein, but yeah.
Anyway.
네.
By the way, speaking of 멍 때리기, the winner was Crush last year. Was it last year?
Well, a couple years ago.
Couple
years ago. He's like the more renowned winner, right?
Yeah.
Just because he's a celebrity, though. So let's see who'll win this year.
Yeah.
Did we give a shout out to our gift receiver today?
We did
네.
on the tube. We give a
주연님,
shout
축하드립니다.
out. Well done.
Yeah,
we're going to get in touch to give you
congratulations.
stuff. Remember, if you send messages or interact with us, you could win a gift.
네,
We'll give you a gift.
맞아요.
Anyway, we're going to go. Today's show produced by Cho Yoon-jin, written by Im Soo-jin, hosted by Laura McLicky.
And hosted by Min Soo-shin. Speaking of Crush, our
Final
last
song,
song.
잊어버리지 마, with Crush and Taeyeon. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
차가운 세상에 지친 내 맘을 온기로 감싸네 yeah, 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 yeah. 내 눈에 담긴 너의 얼굴 내 품에 잠든 너의 모습 한쪽 수면에 꽉 잡은 두 손 놓치면 안돼 너와 나 언젠가 남이 되어도 영영 닿을 수 없는 사이 되어도 잊어버리지 마 잃어버리지 마 혹시나 다른 사람의 손 잡고 있어도 영영 닿을 수 없는 곳에 있어도 잊어버리지 마 잃어버리지 마 마주 앉아 널 바라보는 지금이 영원하길 바래 혹시나 시간이 우릴 질투할까봐 사실 걱정돼
부산을 한 장의 사진에 담는다면 어디로 가야 할까요? 꼬꼬마 시절 이때만큼은 세상을 내려다보며 꿈을 키웠고 용돈을 모아 산 사진기는 아직도 서랍 속에 있습니다. 시간이 흘러 키는 자라고